Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.
The 2021 high school football slate has reached its third season. That would be the postseason. This is what really counts. For losers, there's no tomorrow. It's either win and advance or lose and drop out. And that's what's happening tonight here from Monterey Trail High School at Mark Macris Memorial Stadium in a Division II opening rounder as the host Mustangs welcome the Woodcreek Timberwolves. Good evening. Welcome to the fray. I'm Will James along with Hall of Famer Jim Domino. The Imperator is going to break it down for us. And it's not often we see Woodcreek in a postseason berth like this and being able to show what they've got. This is one of their better teams.
Well, it certainly has, and Coach Brad Hunkins has done he and his staff, tremendous job this year, finishing third in a very tough CVC league, believe me. They went through their non-leaguers relatively easy. They got into league play, and 13 points separate them from an unbeaten season. So this is a great matchup. I think the fans are going to get more than their money's worth.
Both teams can score. Both teams play excellent defense, as the numbers will bear in their matchups, even against the tougher teams. Well, let's take a look at the last outings and see how these teams got here in the final week of the regular season. And one was a squeaker, one was not a squeaker, Jim.
Well, it certainly is. The Woodcreek went up to Yuba City, losing 31-28, barely giving up a touchdown in the last minute and 40 seconds. The Honkers did get the last laugh. Krupp completed just 5 passes, 3 of them which went for TDs. Sacramento and Lockard had a huge night on D, 16 tackles and 13 tackles respectively. The Honkers did honk in that last minute with a drive that won the ball game for them, 31-28.
As you say, their other losses also very close decisions, so they're accustomed to playing in tight ball games where clutch plays are constantly going on in the second half. We may see that again tonight. And let's take a look at some of the impact players that are going to make an impact on tonight's ball game, Jim.
Well, as we look, and we'll start with the Wiley Wolves at quarterback Garrett Krupp, a great triple threat quarterback who can run the football and throw as well. He's accounted for many touchdowns this year, 21 passing, 7 running. Nico Nielsen, the big tight end, split end combo, and outstanding player. And Ben Shipp, a big-time blocker at right tackle. These 3 will certainly be impact on that offensive side of the football. And on defense, of course, we talked about Lockard and his mate Mitchell Sarmento. Sarmento with over 100 tackles this year. What a season. Lockard right behind him with 68 tackles. So Coach Hunkins feels that the twosome is probably the best pair of linebackers in the league, according to him. And they may very well be.
We saw how effective they were in that narrow loss to Yuba City. Sarmento with 16 tackles, Lockard with 13 more. So let's keep an eye on them. They're going to do some hitting tonight. For T.J. Ewing's outfit, he's going to rely heavily on his aces, his impact players. They have to come through tonight and protect their home field advantage.
Well, they certainly do. Let's start at quarterback again. Frank Arcuri knows how to run that veer option. Very experienced. Been in football forever. Him and his brother with Of course, their dad being an offensive coordinator for Coach T.J. Ewing for a long, long time. Number 36, Allie Collier, hard-running halfback, has been leading the way this year. And, of course, you don't do it without blockers up front, and they have them. And that starts with number 60, Uvante Usher. And on D, of course, they're led by Malachi Red and Marcus Perkins at linebacker and Tonga. Again, a great pair of linebackers. And Malachi Red is having a tremendous year at defensive tackle.
Well, he certainly is. And Tonga, of course, their leading tackler. 42 is a good focal point for our viewers tonight. Well, you have applied meticulous study on all the aspects in tonight's game, and you have the keys to tonight's ball game. Let's share those with our viewers, Jim.
Okay, as we start here now, who's going to win the LOS battle? LOS stands for line of scrimmage, and you're as good as your front five on offense and as good as your front four on D, and sometimes those people go unnoticed. Ball control offense, they're both capable of long drives. Who will have the longest drives, keeping their D off the field and having good clock management. So ball control is a must. And then thirdly, of course, is assignment sound. Don't make mistakes. Carry out your assignment. Execute the game plan. And that's important on both sides of the football tonight. It's your 11th game. You should be sound.
We'll see how much diligence both ball clubs have in sticking with the game plan as per how the coaches want to stick with it. And the first time we see a deviation means that somebody's probably trying to make up a slight deficit.
Well, of course, you want to slow the Woodcreek run game down. Monterey Trail would love to do that with a great defensive effort. He knows they're capable of long drives. TJ knows that. And just like his ball club, they want to slow down that Woodcreek run game and keep Krupp under control if he can. On offense, protect the ball. Protect the ball, no turnovers, no fumbles, and execute. Get off the football up front and drive hard and get those extra yards with his running backs. That's normal for TJ. Win that line of scrimmage and special teams battle. Special teams are very important tonight because that's what's going to lead to best field positions. It's always a little easier when you got some great kicking game and have a short field to drive than having to drive 80.
No question. Well, the Imperator is going to also break down some key matchups that you can focus on this evening. One-on-one type matchups that will have a major bearing in tonight's outcome.
Well, I'd say the biggest thing, of course, I don't want to skip down to number 3, but let's start 3 and I'll go back to 1. Nico Nielsen, the big receiver, has over 500 yards, 9 touchdowns, and it's quite a target. And lining up against, you might see some great lineups here tonight. Look for it. And that corner, Brevin Amiga, he's got the size to stay with Nielsen. And, of course, quarterback Krupp versus that good Monterey Trail D. We'll see if he can run. The Mustang O-line wants to control the Timberwolves defense, and TJ always has great blocking and get off by his front five. And last but not least, what's the difference going to be? Is it going to be turnovers, mental errors, or a combination of both separating these two fine football teams?
We shall see. And we'll see who's looks like they're playing nervous in tonight's ball game. And if so, we'll see how long that remains in effect until these teams loosen up and relax and start playing their game. Well, we've got part of the table set for you, so don't stray too far. When we come back, Lauren Goodman will also have her take on tonight's game and bring forth some very interesting information for you. So stick around. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
pouring out this milk?
That's fog. You can't put that in your pipes. It'll totally ruin them.
What's fog?
Fog, or fats, oils, and grease, range from a number of items that could damage your pipes, such as fatty foods, oils and grease, milk and dairy products.
How do I dispose of it then?
To properly dispose of grease, wait till it's cooled and pour it in a can. Then throw it away. Also remember to throw out scraps as well.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I can take that off your hands. To learn more on how to protect your pipes, visit sacsewer.com.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
We welcome you to the Mark Macris Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Monterey Trail High School for tonight's Division II opening round Sac Joaquin section playoff game. Let's turn our attention down to field level and pick up our pal, Lauren Goodman. Goody?
Thanks, Will. Tonight makes the 49th year of this SJS playoffs. Now, it's been 208 champions since the start in 1971, and tonight is going to be no short of an audience draw. It's going to be a big game. But now we have a visiting team coming from Woodcreek, and they are led by Bradley Hunkins. Now, he comes in tonight as the leader. He has a 9-11 record in the CVC, 4-8. And he is leading this team. Woodcreek is on fire right now, as you see right here. March 19th was their last meeting. And Bradley Hunkins has a good confidence coming in tonight. Talking to him prior to the start, Will, he was able to talk to me about how confident he is about his team and how they feel like they're building on momentum coming in to tonight's ball game. But now they have a tough opponent, and they are led by no other than T.J. Ewing. Coach Ewing is coming into his 12th year at Monterey Trail. He is the only head coach in Mustang history. In 2019, he was able to lead his team to the D2 SJS finalists, and he had a big game at Folsom. He is expecting his team to play really well tonight. They're coming off that 5-0 run through the Metro League, and he is completely confident in what his team is going to do in that vaunted veer. Now, the last time these two teams met was earlier in the spring, and that was in March of this year. These two teams faced off, and it was 1 for the Wolves. The Wolves scored in the first take, and they led 7-6 after first. But that doesn't mean anything because we already know the vaunted veer, it goes vroom, vroom when the Mustangs are in full power. The Williams rushed for 115 yards, landed in 113, and including an 80-yard TD. Mustangs tied the series against the Timberwolves 43-7 in that win. Now, we talked about these two teams. They have not played each other that much, with only 2 previous meetings before tonight, and tonight's probably one of the biggest meetings. But these 2 earlier meetings, these two teams faced off against each other. There has been few far in between. Now, in these 2 previous meetings, they were 16 years apart, and the Timberwolves feasted on the Mustangs in Game 1, 61-36. But in Game 2, Mustangs return a route in their own, winning 34-7. Tonight, the rubber meets the road, and it is for all the marbles. Win or go home. Should be interesting. Will.
The rubber meets the road. let's see if we can get some traction going here, Goody. These teams look very anxious to get underway tonight. It's a very brisk evening temperature-wise with a breeze picking up into a definite wind factor. We'll see how that continues to develop as the game progresses. But things have cooled way down, and we'll see if the numbing of the fingers results in any juggling or drop balls. But other than that, tremendous conditions for tonight's Division II opening rounder, Coach.
Well, it is. I love it with the no wind factor, of course. And we don't need the rain, and we can certainly not have any influence of the wind whatsoever. It's a great matchup, I feel, and we got ideal conditions. And hopefully turnovers and mental mistakes won't be the difference in this game, but don't be surprised if it will. Both teams are very well coached.
Well, stay with us. We'll be back for more of our introductory phase in tonight's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Monterey Trail tonight hosting the Woodcreek Timberwolves in a D2 opening rounder. Stay with us.
Pouring out this milk?
That's fog. You can't put that in your pipes. It'll totally ruin them.
What's fog?
Fog, or fats, oils, and grease, range from a number of items that could damage your pipes, such as fatty foods, oils and grease, milk and dairy products.
How do I dispose of it then?
To properly dispose of grease, wait till it's cooled and pour it in a can. Then throw it away. Also remember to throw out scraps as well.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I can take that off your hands. To learn more on how to protect your pipes, visit sacsewer.com.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Oh, nice to have you with us this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're in Elk Grove, and specifically at Monterey Trail High School, Mark Macris Memorial Stadium for tonight's Division II opening round playoff game. And it looks like a doozy here on paper, and it should play out that way on the field. Monterey Trail at 5-5, and they'll be facing the upstart Woodcreek Timberwolves, perhaps having their finest season at 7-3. And Jim Domino, we haven't had the full look at them, but we've heard plenty of good things about them.
Well, you have, like as I mentioned in our pregame, only 13 points separate this football team from being unbeaten, and they lost to some good football teams coming down the stretch. Antelope, Yuba City, of course, Intercom in the 6th game, and you and I have talked about this during the week, and based on what we've seen here, I would think that if they were playing one of the ball clubs again, I think that they certainly would turn it around. And that being Intercom, because Intercom has slid since then, and Woodcreek is on the rise. So as you look at that league, Antelope, Yuba City separating them rightfully so. Intercom and Roseville with 3-3, and River City. By the way, Woodcreek is 3-3, and of course they handle Roseville, River Valley, and Bella Vista, and losing to the top three. But I'll say this today, in my opinion, and Yuba City can attest to it. They had to go to the last minute and 34 seconds to beat this football team, and the lead went back and forth, didn't it, Will?
It did, and Yuba City did have home field advantage. The Honkers playing in front of their big crowd at their age-old stadium, and it took everything they had to pull that out. And compliments to the Honkers. They've won their last 4.
Yes, probably the hottest team other than Antelope in the league. And, yes, I would say so. And I don't think anyone wants to play the Honkers today in the playoffs. Do you, Will?
No, they would not want to play Yuba City. They're hot right now, as you say, and they can score. Well, these two teams can score as well, but we want to, again, let you know what the field conditions and weather conditions are like here. It's beautifully clear, but we've taken on a chilly aspect. Right now, 59 degrees, and wind from the southeast at about 3 to 5, but it has been picking up the last half hour or so. And in sheer numbers, Jim, are you surprised a bit by the 63 Timberwolves in uniform as opposed to T.J. Ewing's 42 Mustangs?
Well, T.J. decided not to maybe bring up too many up from the JVs to his squad and stay with what he had. Meanwhile, Coach Brad Hunkins decides to bring about 21 up from the JVs, and he said that was their reward because they had a great year. And so he brought about 21 up, and that swelled his roster from approximately 42 to 63. And that's why he's shooting up 63 tonight. So as we look at it. And as you look at their schedules, during the year, you can see, of course, Monterey Trail is divided almost into 2 parts. If you look, I'm going to start on the right. When you look right, their non-league schedule, they're playing Folsom, Los Gatos, De La Salle, Lincoln, and Clayton Valley, all strong programs. Then they go into league, into the Metro, and certainly the Metro didn't want to see them come in about 3 or 4 years ago. And then they sweep through the Metro and go 5-0 in the Metro and end up 5-5.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a complete flip like that, a 180 spin, 0-5, then 5-0. But the numbers in this case do not lie. Oftentimes they can be deceiving, but that breakdown right there we just saw is accurate. And I imagine when TJ's ball club finally got into Metro League play, it was quite a surprise to his ball club after having faced those heavyweights. So here's a look at the CBC standings, the way it played out after 11 weeks and 10 games each, unless there was a COVID cancellation. And we see here Woodcreek in league tied with 2 other squads. And it's that dogfight you mentioned earlier, Jim. This conference is tough, and any week anybody can get you, as Intercom will attest to that, having lost their last 3 after having risen to number 7 in the rankings. Well,
yes, very, very tough league. Intercom has slipped here in the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks, but when you have to run into Antelope and Yuba City, Intercom and Woodcreek is really Coach Hunkins has really picked up. And we're going to take a look at that Woodcreek schedule coming up here. And as you see, in the non-league play, they went 5-0. They handily beat River City, West Park, Nevada Union, Oakmont, Roseville. Then they started league. Of course, they took care of BV, and they were 6-0. Then they had to run into probably the 4 best teams in a row. They lost to Intercom in a tough game, a low-scoring game, 21-17. Low scoring in these days. And then Antelope, which is one of the powerhouses. I've got him rated at 2, and right behind Rockland. They ran into him, and then, of course, another loss to Yuba City in the final game, and then sandwiched between, like I said, they lost early to Intercom, and I'm not trying to put down Intercom in any way, but as you know, Woodcreek has gotten stronger as they've played. They have indeed, and you know the
leadership factor there has become stronger and certainly taken a greater hold on the program. And, Bradley has done a whale of a job there, as has the senior member in the coaching area, TJ Ewing, has been a marvel in bringing this program great success after having started as a new school and taking it on the chin a couple years before really rapidly developing into a force.
Well, TJ has been consistent through the years and developed quite a program here. His standards are very high. He and Coach Arcuri and their staff are sound in fundamentals. They have a tremendous loyalty in their program and really build from the ground up, has his youth program going, etc.
Stay with us. More to come here as we continue the remainder of our pregame here on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We are moving ever closer to this evening's opening kickoff for this Division II playoff opener. Monterey Trail tonight hosting Woodcreek of Roseville. The Timberwolves across the way will be wearing their visiting white jerseys trimmed in maroon pants, while host Monterey Trail in their customary forest green trimmed in gold. Both teams have had excellent seasons, despite some of the roller coasterish sequences they've had, and largely responsible for being here now was the tough slate that each of them played, particularly Monterey Trail in their first five. But tonight's game should allow Woodcreek a golden opportunity to surface here in terms of credibility and prominence if they could notch an important win in an underdog situation.
Yes, they definitely come in here as an underdog and playing away, and they're playing against an experienced coaching staff that's been in the playoffs many, many times. What does that edge mean? The edge means, yes, you can be, in your first year or second year in playoff competition, but can you prepare your team for what it takes to get that first win? Because, you don't lose in this playoff situation. Is lose and you go home.
Well, yeah, that's the jeopardy. We have finally reinstated our officiating crew from the NCOA, Northern California Officials Association. The entire regular season, 4 officials handled the chore. Now we're back to half a dozen here, headed by Joe Freeman, tonight's referee wearing the white cap. He'll work with umpire Marty Tomlinson, our head linesman this evening, Mark Evans, Abraham Samuel, line judge tonight, and our side judge, Kaylee McGowan, and Cliff Brown will work as our back judge. So our officials tonight should have all the angles covered and not have to face that jeopardy of being shorthanded and not be able to get to the optimum spot to make the good call. So we're anticipating a very well officiated game, and I know the players and coaches will appreciate that. As we see at midfield, co-captains from both ball clubs have gathered there for the coin toss. Our referee Joe Freeman in the white cap has tossed coin, and the call has been made. It seems like whoever wins that toss defers and elects to kick off to start the game in return for receiving the second half kickoff. This is a well-illuminated football field here at Macris Memorial Stadium. And I see the Monterey Trail, the outstanding Monterey Trail marching band maneuvering into position on the field to play this evening's national anthem and do some nice justice to the Star-Spangled Banner. But though Woodcreek has not filled, their fans have not filled the visitor side of the stadium yet. Fans are still coming in, but you can best believe that there'll be a raucous crowd noise throughout tonight's ball game because it means so much at this stage of the season.
Well, it certainly does. They have the complete program here, as we said before. They've got the youth program, they've got the band, the school is really involved.
64 members in this Monterey Trail marching band circled at midfield, and we'll certainly at this point in time honor our national anthem. The Monterey Trail Marching Band. A beautiful job on our Star-Spangled Banner. And I believe this is what they consider game time, Coach.
Well, it certainly is. It's game time. Everybody's excited, waiting for this kickoff here. Perfect football weather, playoff time, and it's what it's all about. This is great. I know 80 teams got into this thing, Will, and there'll be half that many after tonight.
80 sure seems like a lot, Coach, but that's not for me to say, really, but considering it's about 40% of the roughly 200 schools in the Zach Joaquin section, that seems like a lot of invitations, but they all have an opportunity to really show how good they are. And these two teams tonight, particularly with lots of focus on the Woodcreek Timberwolves. As we mentioned earlier, they don't get here too often, and this is a prime opportunity to make their mark.
Well, it is, and they finished 7-3. They had a great season. Yes, 3-3 in the league, but 7-3 overall, and they could have very well been 8-2, 9-1, and coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's not the story. They're 7-3. They're very deserving.
We are set for tonight's opening kickoff. Woodcreek to do the booting. They're wearing their white and maroon. Ethan Donnie to do the honors, and a quartet of speedy returners deep for the Mustangs. Two sets of two stationed at the 20 and at the 5. A boot coming to the near side, taking it about the 7 or 8 yard line. Some running room, left hash mark, and finally a low, excellent tackle to prevent further damage. But Brutus had the nice carry nearly to the 40-yard line, just about there. Excellent field position on a 27-yard return by the Big B. So here we go, 1st and 10. Mustangs first possession, and they'll open shop from their 40.
This may very well be maybe the fastest team that Woodcreek has seen all year long, overall team speed-wise.
Right up the middle. He is going to be gone, untouched. Oh, my goodness. First play from scrimmage, and Ollie Collier took it home from 60.
Untouched.
The quick opener. The veer can be a shocker.
Well, I'll tell you, they just opened up. Talakai and Usher and Ewing opened up the running lane with huge blocks. Huge. And, of course, it didn't take Ollie very long. He shot by the safety like he wasn't there.
On for the PAT and an explosive open. A penalty marker thrown here. We'll wait and see from referee Freeman. But that woke everybody up if they weren't already glued to the opening kickoff.
Encroachment, defense, that penalty is declined. Redo the try.
Little over anxious on D. Timberwolves jumped after getting stung with a quick 60. Spot, boot on the way, and got it. Let's take a look at how fast this game.
Collier with a huge hole. Wow.
Well, it took one play for him to crack the 1,000-yard barrier. Thank you, Rob. 1,047 for High C, Ollie Collier. We'll be right back.
Jason, let's go see your room.
Abazada's kickoff bounding short to the far side of the field, and above average field position upcoming for the Timberwolves. 7 yards on the return, excellent downfield coverage. And Woodcreek will open shop outside their 25, it looks like. And this crowd's still buzzing from that first play from scrimmage by Monterey Trail.
I'm sure the hometown fans were even shocked, but the Woodcreek people and the Woodcreek D were really shocked.
From their own 27-yard line, they dispatch wide receivers on both sides, and the run play angles right. Nice effort there as they make the 31 or so and pick up a 4. Let's take a look at the offensive starters here.
Well, take a look at this here with Krupp at quarterback, Polly and Young at the running backs, Big Nielsen playing tight and wide, and, of course, wide receivers Sims and Quisenberry. Up front, Herbert, Spencer, Sarmento, Panana, and Ship, a good front five, one of the better front fives in that league.
Okay, they break huddle, 2nd and 6 from the Wolves' 31-yard line. Overloaded to the near side. Krupp tosses under pressure, and that's going to be a loss. There was nowhere to go. Excellent containment. And they're going to lose a few on this one.
Well, the dive back was wide open. They ran a dive option left, and the fake to the dive back, it was like nobody hit the dive back.
They lose 3 on the play. That's a tough D right there, but Monterey Trail, they've played the toughest teams in the area and in Northern California. 3rd and 9 after that loss of 3. Triple wide to the near side. Krupp in a tough situation here. He rolls and fires deep up the left sideline. Got a man out there. An outstanding effort right there. My word.
Well, Nielsen had 2 on him. And I heard all during the week how good this kid is. He can play tight or wide. Big receiver. And he showed why he's had a great year, Will, coming up with that ball.
As you say, he was well covered and had to fight for that. And then drew the contact, which could have knocked it loose after a 37-yard gain.
And there you see the ball going downfield to Nielsen and wanted it a little more. It was catchable. He did fumble after, but he recovered his own fumble.
Double coverage by Davis and one other from the secondary. First down, football parked at the 35 of Monterey Trail. Krupp pitches. They come to the near side, and it's strung out and dropped for no gain.
Well, right now it's early in the ball game, Will, but I think Krupp's going to find out that keeping the ball himself and maybe giving it to that first one. Now, whether he's taking a true read of the option or they're predetermining who's getting the football, but right now the defense has no respect for the dive back.
Good containment there. And chopped down, moving laterally. So it brings up 2nd and 9. They give him a yard on that. Krupp to throw, fires left, has a man out there, a nice catch on the run, left sideline, room to run, and another first down for the Wolves, as that was a pinpoint strike delivered by Krupp on a nice throw there.
Polly with the catch, 17-yard gain. Running back Joshua Polly, a little injured in last week's game against Yuba City, but looking pretty good early. He took a break and healed up here pretty good for this ball game.
1st and 10 from the Mustang 17. The Timberwolves coming down the field with some nice mixed-up offense.
Well, we said that dive back hasn't been given the ball. He just did then, didn't he, Will?
He did. Upcoming 2nd and 8, minimal gain. Yor had the last tackle, inside linebacker for the Mustangs. So the Wolves looking at a 2nd and 7, the football at the 14. Turn and give, angle left. Nice line push, and they get inside the 5.
Well, I like it. Spencer and Herbert really got off the football and giving that ball to the first man through. And as we look at that again, it looked like Anderson bursting through there. 8th play of this drive. Good get off by the line up front. A good surge by Anderson.
1st and goal at the Mustang 5. Monterey Trail up 7-0 after shocking everybody in the stadium with a first play from scrimmage touchdown, 60 yards, Ali Collier. But Timberwolves banging on the door right now. Mixed up at the line of scrimmage. He may have even juggled that snap.
Well, it is, and they went unbalanced there. And the defense didn't shift, and they ran to the heavy side, what we call heavy left or right unbalanced. And nothing gained there.
2nd and goal from the 5.
Okay, Coach Hunkins huddles with his quarterback, Garrett Krupp. I wouldn't be surprised if you see play action here. And now you're giving him a chance to run or throw on the run, and Krupp is good at this.
And let's look for Nico Nielsen. Triple wide to the left. Look that way. Throw to the end zone. At the 1. They took a long time, as they should, to spot that and make certain it was the right call. So they pick up 4 on the short throw. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 1.
Let's have another look at that. He's a big target. Heavy pressure. And it was a great tackle, saving a touchdown. I'll tell you, that was a great tackle. 5 minutes off the clock on this drive, Will.
Here it comes from the 1 yard line, but whistles are going to kill this play as a flag flies. Well, that's exactly what you don't want to have happen.
Encroachment, 52 of the defense.
-5 on Monterey Trail. A little early line surge there.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Deep. That's going to be reinforced. Half the distance to the goal. Replay third down. 52, coach.
Okay, well, they point to Malachi Red, one of the top defenders on that defensive front. So they move it forward about 18 inches. And here on 3rd and goal from in close. Let's see. Motion, they toss to the goal line. No call yet. He didn't get in. How about that?
I thought he got in, but apparently his knee touched. Wow.
Apparently. So, moment of decision. Let's take another look. Ronnie Brutus was terrific on that stop. So we come down to cases here. Timberwolves trying to get in and score from inches away. Is he in? Touchdown, Timberwolves. Krupp gets it in from arm's length. And the Wolves are on the board. Make it 7-6 here at the 5:40.
Well, right now, Krupp is showing me his leadership, his ability to throw, impressive throwing. He can run the football, and you can see why Coach Hunkins is really high on him as a good all-around football player.
Ethan Donis to do the booting and trying to tie the ball game. Had some pressure, but he's got it. Let's take a look at the sneak.
Here he is, a good surge, extra yards, and goes in.
We'll be right back for more of this hometown sports game of the week.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Ethan Downey set to kick off here. We got a 7-7 tie here in the first. Nice to have you with us for the hometown sports game of the week from the 5. Coming out fast, tripped up. Nice cut back there across the 30. So a bit better than average field position upcoming for the Mustangs. And a 26-yard return places the football at the Mustang 30. 31 make it.
That last drive, of course, for the Timberwolves, 11 plays, 73 yards in 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
An absolute reversal on the way the team scored. Okay. A pitch wide to the right. Nothing doing. Outstanding lateral pursuit.
Connor Rojas from his corner position came up, fought off the blocker. Great open field tackle.
There was almost a juggle and a lost football there on the snap, I believe. Let's take a look here. They did bite on the fake, but too many defenders. Excellent.
Rojas with a great play from his corner.
They lose a couple 2nd and 12 from the Mustang 29. They toss and come to the near side this time. The cut back. And they get a nice chunk there. It's going to leave them short. It'll bring up the 3rd and about 4. So they pitch and go wide right and then come back this way.
Well,
Collier, nice cut there.
Yes, it is. He tried to get around, not quite enough, but 3rd and 3.
So nice 8-yard run. Earlier in the game, Collier surpassing the 1,000-yard mark with that 60-yard TD. Nice broken tackle. He's loose again. Near sideline. Foot race. I don't know. 10, 5. Shoved out hard. Just shy of the goal line. How about that?
Well, Collier with another big run, a 62-yard run, knocked out, looked like about on the 1-foot line. They had him trapped back there, and if we see that again, you take a look at this, the poor open field tackling. They had him stopped, and a great move, a bit spin move.
Yes, it was. He's having a field day right now.
And I'll tell you, this is watch this great move, comes off. Wow, you better wrap up with this guy.
So they're knocking on the door. Actually, they're banging on it with sledgehammers. Power plus touchdown, Mustangs. Oh, that was well-deserved. Ali Collier scores from the 1 after setting it up with a 62-yard burst. And the Mustangs back out in front, and that didn't take long.
Well, they've only run the ball 3 times, and they've scored twice.
Let's take another look at the cash-in.
There you see him hit that dive and break away from it.
On for the PAT high snaps.
Blocked.
Yes, it was. A breakdown on special teams originating with the snap. So the Mustangs unable to collect the PAT, but nevertheless out in front 13-7. We'll be right back.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
– Nabazada set to kick off for the Mustangs. They have re-seized the lead here, up 13-7. High but short, backpedaling inside the 15, and now working wide to the left. Well contained and dropped near the 24-yard line. So 11 yards on the return, well covered there. Miller on the run back. From the goal line, Ali Collier. Boy, he's tough. So 1st and 10 for the Wolves. They're going to open shop from the Woodcreek 30. Trailing here 13-7. We're on the flip side of quarter number 1 at the 3:46 mark, but we've had plenty of action. Left side running is stuffed and shoved back.
Hell, I tell you that
what?
defense. I tell you, Donaldson looks tough. Malachi Red, Uvente, Usher, and Palooka up front. Tonga from his linebacker position, having a huge year with 73 tackles.
Yes, he is. So no gain. Second and 10. Football at the 24. One-on-one coverage out here on the near side. They throw to him. Nice grab, and he breaks loose. And further damage as the carry goes across the midfield stripe. And again, Nico has done the job in the receiving department. Let's take another look at how tough he is. A 30-yard gain on that.
What I like here is he can catch anything in the crowd, ball thrown behind him, tough after the run, after the catch.
Another look here.
Nico. Oh, he's the real thing, Will. He's one of the best receivers I've seen this year.
Thus far, we have not seen that matchup yet involving Amiga defending Nielsen. However, 1st and 10 football at the 46 of Monterey Trail. Stuffed. They go left and get nothing out of that.
Red is all over him. Malachi Red having a huge year.
Second and 11. Let's take a look at this defensive play here. Wow. Hit him low, right, Coach?
Sure did, and Ship, a veteran lineman's having a rough go here. That's a pretty good matchup with him and Red.
A loose football on a fake pitch all the way back to the 40, and the Mustangs think they have the recovery as somebody out-muscled Krupp for the recovery, and picking that one up is Red, and a key turnover. Kind of unforced, Coach.
Yes, it looked like a bad snap, or quarterback Krupp wasn't ready. As we look at this, oh, there's the pitch back, and it looked like it was behind Cooper Young. Watch Red all over it. All over.
A lack of concentration there on those two. Okay, they want to throw on first down. They arch the long pass, left angle. That's caught inside the 5. Touchdown Mustangs. Amiga with the grab. Heavily defended, but he made the catch. "41 yards.
Brevin Amiga. Our Curry back to pass. Great protection. He goes deep down there, and great effort on the part of Amiga. And he was well guarded back there by number 12, Amari Taylor.
The tall one.
Yes.
PAT. Spot, boot, and got it. At 1:23, late first, Monterey Trail putting it on them. We'll be back.
What did I do?
You can't flush those.
But it says flushable.
Take it away, doctor.
On the right is toilet paper that easily breaks apart. On the left, a flushable wipe.
As you can see, the wipe container may say that it's flushable, but it will still clog your pipes.
Oh, I get it now.
That's right. Flushable wipes aren't so flushable. Do the sewers a favor. Don't put the wipes in the pipes.
Monterey Trail is really clicking here in the first quarter. 3 touchdowns, either directly scored or set up with long plays covering 60, 62, and 41. Short kickoff, bounding out of bounds near the 10. Penalty marker dropped. Well, I wonder if Woodcreek is really second-guessing themselves right now.
Well, yes, I thought that toss was catchable on that pitch, quite frankly, and it bounded off Young, and they paid for that turnover big time.
Yes, they did. So they're back at it now. It'll be a 1st and 10 upcoming from the Wolves 35 with 1:23 left in the quarter. 20-7. Monterey Trail. Krupp to throw. Rushed hard. Gets it away. Got a man open and a leaning backhand. Unable to hold the ball. And he was open. Not quite a pinpoint strike, but catchable, I suppose.
Yeah, Quisenberry had a chance. He's got to run to the football. He got there and he started to backpedal and just overthrown a little bit. And it looked like his other favorite receiver, of course, Nielsen, was not far away.
Woodcreek reaching the playoffs infrequently over the years. This is one of their better squads and one of their better seasons, but right now playing catch-up early on. Another toss, worked left. A little bit of a hole, though. And they have a nice little bite there. Cooper Young with the carry, and it brings up a 3rd and 6.
There you see that toss to Young. Coming up the line, picked up 4. Nice open field tackling. I'm impressed with the open field tackling of the Mustangs thus far in this ball game.
I have the idea that the first 5 games of the season, difficult ones for the Mustangs, but paying off now here in the postseason. 3rd and 6. Krupp to throw over the middle, incomplete. And a flag flies late from all the way across the field.
Well, number 3 receiver there for Woodcreek there looked
That's
like a hole.
First down.
That pass attempted for Josh Polly.
To the pass. Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. The result after the foul. First down.
Okay, you heard it from referee Joe Freeman. Penalty on the play, resulting in a first down. 23 seconds left here in the first.
Well, right now it's pass, because Woodcreek has a total of 6 net yards with the quarter ending shortly.
6 net yards. My.
Rushing yards. That is.
Okay. They shift. Work left and short yardage. They give it to Young again, and he gets a few. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 7 upcoming, but this quarter is going to play out here. And after the first 12 minutes in this Division II opening round playoff, host Monterey Trail on top, 20-7 over the Woodcreek Wolves. We'll be right back.
Pouring out this milk?
That's fog. You can't put that in your pipes. It'll totally ruin them.
What's fog?
Fog, or fats, oils, and grease, range from a number of items that could damage your pipes, such as fatty foods, oils and grease, milk and dairy products.
How do I dispose of it then?
To properly dispose of grease, wait till it's cooled and pour it in a can. Then throw it away. Also remember to throw out scraps as well.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I can take that off your hands. To learn more on how to protect your pipes, visit sacsewer.com.
Well, we're set to open second quarter action here from Mark Macris Memorial Stadium on the campus of Monterey Trail High School. And The host Mustangs playing very well in the first quarter, connecting for 3 touchdowns and showing off the big play. What you got, Jim?
Well, Monterey Trails only run 6 plays, but they've got 20 points, 170 yards, and only 2 minutes and 12 seconds total. Thank you, Rob.
Okay, motion in the backfield. Turn and give. Dropped after a gain of a couple. The carry again by Pauly. Well, they give him the better part of 5 on that. Or I should say the better part of 3. So that brings up a 3rd and 5. Football at the Mustang 46. We've just opened second quarter action in case you've just joined us. Early fireworks, mostly by Monterey Trail with 3 touchdowns. Krupp retreating, wants to throw. Picked off on the dead run, far sideline. And inside the 15-yard line on a whale of a read right there, Ronnie Brutus. Well,
that ball should have never thrown.
Another look at the telegraph. Not enough zip on that either. He read it like a book, throwing off his back foot. And suddenly things have gone from bad to worse for the visitors.
Well, he was under heavy rush. They brought those linebackers in, and they rushed between 6-7 people. And, of course, it was a little late to audible.
Boy, Collier is a load. The Wolves trying to slow him up and wait for help. Brother, I wouldn't want to tackle him. So here's another look at a spirited run here. 1 contact, 2, 3, 4. Gang tackling.
Well, they're going to need gang tackling to bring Collier down. I mean, he has got a combination of power and speed. Ali Collier, having a super year, going over 1,000 yards in this ball game tonight. Had an 8-yard per carry going into tonight.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 up the gut. They're going to be shy. They get to about the 6-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
They went to Ellis this time. Dalen Ellis, the young junior ball carrier.
No, he's excellent, and he's had a fine year. Here we go. Right side run. Touchdown, Mustangs. Oh, yes. Well, there was a gaping hole right there, and I mean gaping, and power at the end of it to show that off. We're seeing some outstanding ball carrying. Well, that's 4 touchdowns in a world record time, I think. High snap, spot, boot on the way, and no good. Let's take a look here. Another look.
There's a give to Ellis. Power up the right side off a great surge by Talakai, Usher, and Ewing, along with Palooka.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Nabizada set to kick off for the 4th time. A pooch high. Whistles are going to stop this, though. Well, I won't guess on this one. going to be very important for the Woodcreek Ball Club to keep their chins up. There's a long way to go in this contest, but they have been shellacked. And
no, they're quite, that front line and the power running game and speed of Monterey Trail showed up early in this football game. Really, quite early.
And showing the diversity was a nice touch there. They had the 3 rushing touchdowns, then they went upstairs on the high throw.
I thought on first down, I love it. It's a great call.
Try it again. High, short, and bounding awkwardly. Who wants it? And this might be another fumble recovery by Monterey Trail. Let's unpile them. What's it going to be? Well, Donaldson thought he had a possession there, but ruled otherwise. Let's take a look here, closer look, Jim.
Well, there was some shuffling going underneath.
Kind of unwise to let it bounce awkwardly and then try to reach in there with the downfield pursuit so close.
Yeah, they're still jittery here. They've got to shake it off and just play football.
From their own 39, 1st and 10. Wow. Defensive line looking good for Monterey Trail. Anderson was hit before he couldn't find any running room.
If you watch the replay, they're bringing in 2 defenders right now and start with a 4-man look, Will, but they rush 6 guys, and they're filling every gap.
They give them a couple on the play, make it 2nd and 8 from their 41. Clock rolling with 9.5 to go. Still early in the second, but this ball game has been dominated by Monterey Trail. Boy, they're sure pushing that line, aren't they?
Well, once again, as you see, they're blitzing with 2 linebackers minimum. That time a little early with encroachment. And they run
dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
If they
replay 2nd down.
If they have a pop pass to 85, they should just do it. Just snap them, hit the tight end right now on 1st down.
Okay, the Imperator thinks the pop pass will succeed, and he hasn't been wrong yet on that.
But you got to get it out in a hurry.
So the penalty makes it a 2nd and 3 from the 46. Whistles, halt play.
The motion man headed upfield early.
Penalties, turnover, nervous play.
Yeah. Well, once again.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Well, it's important here that they respond and not get too far behind here before the half.
Well, this is exactly the type of situation that T.J. Ewing loves to work under with a nice cushion lead. Woodcreek has got a high mountain to climb. So they get the 5 yards back on consecutive penalties, 1 on each side.
Well, right now, the defensive front 4, Tonga and, Red, Usher, Donaldson, and Palooka are really dominating the front 5. They are getting off the football. And quite frankly, they're putting the heat on Krupp early. Watch the front 5. They just collapse.
The holes are jammed.
Yeah.
They got multiple tacklers there and not enough blocking.
No, and they're saying, hey, if you're going to throw, you better throw early because you're not going to get much time. You better get it out of your hands in about 2.5 to 2 seconds max.
Well, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 passing situation. Deep drop this time. Deep sideline throw. incomplete, out of bounds. They were going for Nielsen.
Well, again, if we look at that play, it could be a little face guarding, a little pushing going on there. Definitely there was contact.
Well, there's the matchup we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Brevin Amiga, 14. They changed the coverage, and so far so good.
Well, right now, with no running attack, they got a total of 13 yards and 16 carries, so they're not even averaging 1 yard per carry, Will. So they can just tee off, and now they got them in long yardage and punting the football.
Now they shift. Big rush and nice punt, angling away. And this one's going to trickle inside the 15, just inside the 10. So a good roll for the Timberwolves. But the football back in the hands of the Mustangs after that 54-yard boot.
Excellent bounce after touching a good extra 15 yards on that punt. Excellent.
Well, the Woodcreek defense has a chance to make something happen for their team. The Mustangs backed up to their 5-yard line.
Well, they can't. The Timberwolf defense cannot continue to give up big plays. Play after play after play versus this speed and power.
Okay, they stuffed that play right at the line of scrimmage. Evidently, they're starting to get those linebackers in there tight. Let's take another look.
Well, watch Lockhart there early. Having a great year, had 68 tackles coming into tonight's contest. We'll see if there's any adjustment here on that defensive front of the Timberwolves.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Well, again, they're running almost like what we call a split 6. The two backers are inside the 4. And, they probably have another name for it these days, but they got two backers covering a gap, one on each side. And the defensive guard's going to B. So that seemed to halt temporarily two of the gaps. And that's the first time they've stopped it. Now, a big third down here coming up, about 3rd and 7-ish.
That's the first carry of the evening for Navarro in at fullback. So it brings up 3rd and 7 from the 8. Near side running, turn the corner, first down and more. Well, they went wide after plunging the middle of the line. Navarro packed the mail for a first down.
Well, it's good he bounced it outside. Once again, they were blitzing inside, covering A and B gaps.
11 yards, and here's another look at that.
Watch him bounce outside now, and they're pulling that big guy leading up the waist, number 74, leading on that offense for the Mustangs. And he is a big one, 325 for Andre Royster.
That's a load. First down from the Mustang 24.
It looked like a fumble there, and we're going to have the first turnover of the ball game for the Mustangs.
That was an unusual play I'd like to see again. There was some contact to the head, the helmet there, but evidently either not seen or deemed to. Let's take a look. That's a key turnover right there.
No, he never had control of the ball. He never had control of the handoff from the start.
Well, on the spot for the recovery, you mentioned him earlier, Lockhart. So give the football back to the Wolves from the Monterey Trail 25, 1st and 10. Krupp chased by 4 defenders, unloads.
He got about 1 yard the hard way.
He was running, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. They chased him, and he's not getting any time to throw. And I'm sure that Mustangs came into this ball game saying the Krupp's not going to beat us. We're going to try to take as much away from him as possible, because he is the master here. He makes his team run, and right now, he's been running for his life on a lot of the plays. So give him credit there. Still getting one when he looked like he could take about a 5-yard loss.
Well, he turned on the speed and made something out of nothing, but it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 now at the 5-minute mark, flip side of quarter number 2. Different formation than we've seen so far. Sweep left, big room, get it outside, turn the corner, and nearly makes the 10.
A nice run by Young, running off tackle.
1st and 10, just outside the 10, so.
Nice 13-yard run, inside handoff to Young, and he bounced it outside for a nice gain.
Boy, that was a nice pursuit right there, and a solid one-on-one tackle from behind by Miller. So they'll open it up 1st and 10 from the 12. In need of a touchdown. Badly in need of a touchdown.
They got a 1-on-1 over there with Nico. If they use it, it's right there, 1-on-1.
Marcus Perkins with the stop. They lose one, 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Tough D. Well, there's 2 defenders sitting on top of him. I don't see any blockers in front.
Well, right now we got a matchup going on here, and there you see Amiga, and now 85, I believe, is on the same side. There's Amiga at safety.
He unloads over the middle. He's got himself a short completion to Nielsen.
And he's got a guy off that, if you see the replay, wide open out of the backfield, in the corner. Wide open.
Well, what you said last week carries over. You got to look left, and you got to look right, and you got to look straight ahead. Nevertheless, a good grab.
Well, unless Nielsen catches anything near him, Will.
Gain of 8, make it 3rd and 3 from the 5. 2:42, late 2nd. Key situation for the Timberwolves, but a whistle and a timeout called by Monterey Trail. We'll be right back for more of this Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearance side effects of cancer treatment through our workshops. Visit lookgoodfeelbetter.org to find a free workshop near you. Let Look Good, Feel Better help you feel like you again.
Following the timeout taken by Monterey Trail, the Timberwolves are back onto the field. A 3rd and 3 from the Mustang 5. Power formation, everyone packed in tight, and they come right out of the timeout with a penalty. So Monterey Trail penalized again.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, half the distance to the goal. Replay 3rd down.
So they move the football forward slightly. Remains third down, and certainly a touchdown here for Woodcreek is vital at this point of the game.
Very definitely. They can't come away with nothing here, Will. Definitely.
Krupp angles right. Touchdown Timberwolves as he gets in from inside the 5. Krupp getting the 6. Going for 2. Well, this is a overloaded formation. Let's see if they shift. My. Spread them out. Krupp looking, throwing. Got it. 2-point conversion on the pass play. There's the short run for the TD. And they're back in this ball game, no doubt. And they go for the 2. Nice throw. Well done.
Yep. Looks like that matchup is a good one. They're both good, Amiga and Nielsen.
We'll be right back for more.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Woodcreek Timberwolves back in the ball game, capitalizing on a fumble recovery and driving the remaining distance with Krupp taking it home, and they get the 2-pointer out of bounds on the kickoff. So just 2:31 left here in the first half, 26-15. Monterey Trail still on top.
35-yard line, left hash is where it's going to go.
Well, we've seen so far a little bit of everything, Coach.
Yes, we have. We've seen huge plays on the part of the Mustangs, and we know they're very capable of the long drives, nickel and dime you, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long drives, 6, 7, 8 minutes drive. But tonight they've had some huge plays showing their speed, burst, power running, a combination of all of the above. And it looks like maybe finally Woodcreek is literally kind of snapping out of first game jitters here. Looks like they're coming alive here in the last 5-6 minutes.
They have. They were on the spot for the fumble recovery and were able to finish it with a nice short drive to get back on the scoreboard. And that short yardage play netted just a couple, make it 2nd and 8. So we'll see what they have in mind here. I know Coach Ewing would like to get another score on the board. A keeper, a pitch to the short side, and a good gain considering not much running room that time. And Collier has another carry. He had the big first quarter with 131 and limited to just 6 before that carry. So they run him again to the left, and that was Ellis with the carry. The junior strung out and dropped. Good lateral containment by the Wolves. Those good linebackers we spoke of coming up big. Another look here. Ellis broke that first arm tackle by Lockard. He throws deep to the near side, got a man out there, and a flag thrown on defensive pass interference, I believe. That was a nice throw. Connor Rojas defending on the play. And Phillips, intended receiver. So they hustle up to the line with less than a minute, and that was a big gain on the penalty. Referee Joe Freeman.
I'm a little surprised. They got to bring that thing back 15. I don't understand.
Pass interference.
There
Against
you go.
the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
High school's back to the line of scrimmage, yes.
So here's the throw by Arcuri on the money. Backs are split. 55 seconds left in the half. Nothing doing. Gain of 1, maybe. That hole was filled. And a timeout is going to be called here by Monterey Trail at the 50-second mark. So we're going to step away for a short break and come right back.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
50.4 left on the clock here in the first half. Second and long upcoming for Monterey Trail. They reversed there. Collier, I don't know if he changed direction on his own there or not, but there was nothing doing to the near side. First and 10. Clock rolling, 35 seconds left. Football inside the 30-yard line. We got one timeout left, and I think it's going to be spent right here. And it does. Well, let's keep it right here for a moment. Okay, Coach, 26 seconds left. You're up 11. And intermediate range here. You got time for a couple of plays on a 2nd and 10 upcoming.
I would not wait for third down. I go on 2nd down. I'm going to play action pass here and try to go down the field with that play action pass. Or if you have a screen in your system, which a lot of your teams don't, if you do, this is another time to run it as well. Now they can nickel and dime here, getting 5 and 10 on the dives with that power running of Ellis and Collier. However, you've only got about 30 seconds here, 26 now seconds to work with. So I wouldn't wait for 3rd or 4th. I like that play action pass here.
Okay, well said. So they break their conference with Coach Ewing. Mustangs back onto the field, as the Imperator said. 26 seconds left. Here we go. He's going to throw. Arcuri looks right and fires. Incomplete. Threw into a bit of a crowd there.
Well, he did, and he dropped back. That's what's faked me out. I like the play action because you've got such great runners. You got to freeze. You're not going to get three or four guys on one receiver when you have play action.
Another look, as we'll see here. Straight back to pass. 5-step drop. And deflected by an inside linebacker there. 3rd and 7. We're down to 22 seconds, and they've got time for a couple plays here.
Well, he can run the draw or the screen if you have it.
Tighter formation. Another drop back. Fire right. A diving attempt. And they give him the grab on a nice effort by Amiga. And they spike at 16.9.
Wow. Wow.
First down on the throw and the diving catch by Amiga.
I appreciate Amiga's effort, and let's see if the ball touches or not.
He got his hands under it.
Yes, a nice play.
Nice call.
Nice play. Good coverage on our camera. Excellent coverage. Great catch.
And a smart throw there by Arcuri. Amiga was the only one that could have made that grab. 16 seconds left. 2nd and 7 from the 25. Another drop. He's going to have to flush and get out of bounds near the 5. 10 seconds remaining. And it'll bring up a 3rd and about 4.
Well, if we got it right, they should be out of timeouts, and that's a great move by Arcuri.
Now the Woodcreek defense wants a timeout coming at the 10-second mark. This is a crucial situation here for both squads. Now Woodcreek has battled back to get within 11 after being down 27-7. So let's take a look at Arcuri's wheels here as he got flushed, but saw the daylight and presence of mind to work to the sideline.
Yes, that's a good job. Stop the clock, get out of bounds. Excellent there by Frank Arcuri.
Well, this first half has been wild.
Well, we certainly have had plenty of scoring and really a ton of big plays. I'm sure that the hometown fans are very delighted with that.
We've seen 41 points put up on big plays and small. But now here with 10 seconds left, a crucial situation for both ball clubs. Backs are split. Arcuri wants to throw, stumbles, running, and trying for the sideline, and gets out, I believe. Now, what's our...
No, the clock, he did not get out. He did not get out.
So the half has expired. And, well, they're going to call it a half with the Mustangs on top 26-15. A nice cushion. I'd rather be up 11 than down 11, but nice fight by the...
Well, if Arcuri had to do the play again, Will, with the time remaining, yes, he thought wisely getting out of bounds, but there is where he has to go for the flag and dive in my opinion.
Yes.
There's no tomorrow. There's not another play.
Well, the young man may have second thoughts on that himself.
If he had a chance. It's easy when you get the second chance.
TJ Ewing wanted further explanation from our officiating crew on that play, but whatever the conversation was, it's to no avail. Let's turn our attention down to field level and Lauren Goodman. What you got, Goody?
Well, I'm here with Coach Ewing. Coach, you guys were having a discussion with the refs. How did that conversation go?
Oh, he just said our forward progress went backwards, so he ran the clock out. He didn't get out of bounds before the clock ran out, so just judgment call. Keep moving. Next half.
How do you feel about your team's execution thus far?
Pretty good. I thought, Woodcreek did a good job on special teams, getting them in good positions. So we just got to be able to handle that. And, we found a fumble, so that kind of hurt your team. So we got to address that and kind of come back and change up things. So we'll be all right in the second half.
You guys are in a good position right now, but how do you take control of the game in the second half?
Well, they get the ball in the second half, so we got to at least try to slow them down and get some momentum back on our side, and I think we'll be fine.
Awesome, Coach. Good luck in the second. Will.
Thank you very much, Goody. Well, Coach Ewing sounds confident. He did bring up the fumble, but I think each team gave one away to set up a touchdown for the other side.
And both turnovers resulted in touchdowns, so we're even up on that. But once again, Woodcreek did show more life despite falling behind early.
Well, stay with us. More to come here at the half on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just going to drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh, man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
We are at the halftime intermission here at Monterey Trail High School for this Division II opening round playoff game. And at the break, 26-15, the host Mustangs in charge. And that gives us an opportunity to bounce back down to field level. And Lauren Goodman. Goody?
Yes, well, I'm here with the principal of Monterey Trail, Laura Ricks, and you know, this is one of the rare occasions. We don't have a lot of women principals and around in the Sacramento area, so you got an opportunity to be the leader of this school. How has it been for you so far this year?
Oh, my gosh. It's amazing because we finally get to have our kids back. That's what we're all about. We're in the kid business, and so getting our staff and our community and our kids connected again in person, it's an amazing feeling. And then finally having our full-blown athletic events and just getting to see the kids prosper, you know, this is what it's all about. So,
how is the extracurricular? I know pulling up to the stadium today, still a lot of students out participating in events and staying kind of involved now. How does that extracurricular help your students and kind of getting over that past year that we had with COVID?
Oh, this is so what they need. They need to be able to bond together for a common cause and just get to be out and do the things they love. And this fills their spirit so they can do better academically as well, right? The more they get to experience and fulfill their interests and their needs, it's going to just help them grow all across the boards as a whole student and, you know, future community member and outgrow or beyond, right? And so we're excited for this for them.
It's awesome to come out. You guys have a lot of teacher support here to help your students. Talk to me about your staff and how they just help the students transition this year and kind of get back into the rigmarole.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're tired, but they are giving it their all because, you know, it's still a transition, right? Teaching in a mask, just not the same as before. But they know we got to meet the kids where they're at, and this staff is amazing. They have the heart of gold and just want to reach out and help these kids. And I think the kids are appreciative of it, and I think the staff is just fulfilled by being able to be with these kids here. So they're doing a great job, and it's a tough go, but hey, we're helping them and trying to do the best we can, and love this place. Love it.
It's always awesome energy when we get to come to Monterey Trail. I'm glad things are going well this year for you guys. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. Will.
Thank you, Goody. Yes, it is nice to hear optimistic, positive news for a change in this world that has so much hardship going on right now, and we're being treated to a wonderful halftime entertainment here by the Monterey Trail Marching Band. But it's also a good time to check out what we call Domino's Dozen, the weekly rankings compiled by the Imperator.
Okay, for the November 1st-5, Week 11, first week of the playoffs, 2021. Rockland, number 1, 9-0. Antelope right there behind them, and Jesuit. 2 and 3 are very close. You can flip-flop them if you want, but that's the way I have them. Granite Bay 4 at 8-2. Folsom 7-3, having dropped 3 in a row. When did you hear the last about that? Elk Grove's now moving up to 6. Capital Christian at 7. Asterisk is because they have been ruled by a judge in the court as ineligible for playoff competition. And check your local media for the details. Number 8, Lincoln coming in there at 8th. Sheldon at 9. Del Oro at 10, 6-4. Yuba City, a hot team right now at 7-3. Came on real strong for second place in that league, losing only to the winner, Antelope. And Woodcreek, number 12, at the last spot in the dozen at 7-3. In the red zone, wanting to break into that top dozen, Vista del Lago 7-3. Monterey Trail, you're seeing, they certainly aren't acting like a 14. They're knocking on the door, and the winner of tonight, of course, can move up. The loser goes home. Sacramento at 15. Christian Brothers at 16. Whitney, they might be one of the top 5-5 teams in town. No question about it, and you'll hear more about them. Union Mine, Coach Matt Ray, Antelope coach at 8-1. Intercom sliding a bit at 5-4, and Dixon at 6-3 with super wins against good teams like Pioneer and Casarola recently, moving into our red zone for the first time this year.
Well, we've had some people being curious about how the rankings are compiled, seeing an 8-2 SAC team trailing 5-5 Monterey Trail, but very good reason for that type of factoring.
Well, certainly. When I compile these ratings, and it takes a considerable amount of time on who they played, when they played, whether they were home or visitors, score of the ball game, and deciding factors in a tight football game. So strength of schedule and all the above play a definite influence on how I select. And that's important because sometimes people out there are saying a team that's 8-1 or 9-0 or 9-1 and saying, gosh, why are they just in that bottom portion up there? Well, it's the competition. They're still good. But again, how would they stack up against a Division, say, 1 or 2 team? And that's the big question.
How would they stack up? And again, if you look at that first 5 that Monterey Trail played, the meat grinder, that's a big factor. We're going to step away for a moment and come right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Pouring out this milk?
That's fog. You can't put that in your pipes. It'll totally ruin them.
What's fog?
Fog, or fats, oils, and grease, range from a number of items that could damage your pipes, such as fatty foods, oils and grease, milk and dairy products.
How do I dispose of it then?
To properly dispose of grease, wait till it's cooled and pour it in a can. Then throw it away. Also remember to throw out scraps as well.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I can take that off your hands. To learn more on how to protect your pipes, visit sacsewer.com.
Rivers and streams support many land and sea animals. These species need fresh and clean water to sustain life, and many eat the fish that live in the rivers. However, many of these animals can die or become seriously ill due to the seemingly harmless water. Why is this? Many people decide to flush their unused or expired medication down the toilet, which carries the harmful chemicals inside of them into the rivers, poisoning the animals and destroying the ecosystem. Please take your unused medication to biohazard waste containers in order to dispose of them properly. Visit don'tflushyourmeds.com for more information.
Well, nice to have you with us this evening here for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're at the intermission and host Monterey Trail on top 26-15 over Woodcreek in this Division II opening rounder. Rob Bimson has once again prepared an excellent set of first-half statistics, and we'll have the Imperator crunch the numbers here.
Well, let's start out with rushing yards, and there you see 196 to 28. I mean, really, Woodcreek is only averaging 1.4 per carry. And, of course, big play action when the run game by Monterey Trail running backs. Passing yards, 96 to 52. And if given time to throw, Krupp looks like he can be accurate, particularly to his big wide. Total offense is almost double in favor of the Mustangs. First downs are even, 6-6. Penalties are relatively even, and they both have had one turnover apiece, which both resulted in scores. Time of possession is in favor of Woodcreek, almost double, but that's because the time of possession isn't needed very much. Monterey Trail has broken big plays and big plays early, and if I recall, in the first 6 plays of their offense, they had already 3 touchdowns.
Would you say that's quick striking?
That's driving in the fast lane.
Well, there's part of the visitors from Roseville coming out to cheer on the Woodcreek Ball Club, and on a chilly night, a little bit tough to withstand the early deficit, but we got a long way to go here with the second half approaching and a 26-15 edge for Monterey Trail, and Woodcreek will be receiving that second half kickoff. So don't wander off. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Rivers and streams support many land and sea animals. These species need fresh and clean water to sustain life, and many eat the fish that live in the rivers. However, many of these animals can die or become seriously ill due to the seemingly harmless water. Why is this? Many people decide to flush their unused or expired medication down the toilet, which carries the harmful chemicals inside of them into the rivers, poisoning the animals and destroying the ecosystem. Please take your unused medication to biohazard waste containers in order to dispose of them properly. Visit don'tflushyourmeds.com for more information.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
We are not far off. About 15 seconds is all from beginning second half action. The Woodcreek Timberwolves are on the field doing some late stretches, and the host Mustangs of Monterey Trail not yet having returned to the field. I see them coming out now, and they're apparently going to go through the inflatable Super Mustang there down in the right corner of the end zone area. And now coming into motion, Mr. Mustang himself. It's been a wild first half here at Mark Macris Memorial Stadium, starting off with a first play from scrimmage, 60-yard touchdown run by Ali Collier that was so fast, imagine some people missed it entirely.
It was. He broke it and had the speed in the late run. Huge runs. He had 60 and 62-yard runs and had well over 157 yards and 9 carries. That's a great average per carry for the half, Rob.
And another big play on the 41-yard aerial connection from Arcuri to one of his favorite targets, Amiga, who had to fight for that reception, much like Nielsen has been doing for his catches. Well, the Mustangs back onto the field. I imagine they'll be perhaps allowed a couple seconds to stretch it out. That was an extended halftime chat by Coach Ewing. Well, I don't see. Well, they put another couple of minutes back on the clock. I guess we can call that a playoff courtesy.
Yes.
Or home field advantage. Okay, back down to the field, and Lauren Goodman. Here you are, Goody.
Here with the leader of Woodcreek, Coach. How was the talk at halftime?
It was good. Our kids responded well to the coaching points we had. You know, it's nice having the video and film on the sidelines so you can make corrections. They can see it. But our kids, they responded well. They understand the objective in the second half.
Now you guys are getting the ball first. What is it that your team's going to need to do to help you catapult into the second?
Well, we definitely got to get movement on the line of scrimmage right now. And so Monterey Trail is winning the line of scrimmage. We're kind of tempering that on both sides. I think that defensively we're stepping up and holding the line, and offensively we're starting to get a little more movement. But that's definitely something that we talked about at halftime. We got to win the line of scrimmage, and we'll win the football game.
Sounds like a good plan, Coach. Good luck in the second. Will.
Thank you, Goody. Well, he sounds very confident and probably secure in what they covered at the half to correct those problem areas.
Well, it appeared like in the second portion of the second quarter that they came alive after that turnover and recovery and scored. And they at the point in time, they just played football and remembered where they were and their success during the year, and their confidence was sort of regained. Wouldn't you say, Will?
I would. No, it was clear because they were down, visibly down when it was 27-7, and but they fought back now, and this is anybody's football game. And this first possession of the second half will go to the Timberwolves. Monterey Trail will kick off, and we'll see if the halftime discussion and the revised game plan with Coach Hunkins materializes.
Definitely, because people have got to understand that just because this is the first drive of the second half, why is this so important? It's important because you've got to regain yourself, and if you can score in this first drive, you're in the ball game. Your kids have a wealth of confidence, but if you have to give the ball back, you don't.
Well, he's the biggest fan of the Timberwolves, and pumping in some more confidence here as we're just moments away now from opening third quarter action here at Mark Macris Memorial Stadium. Right now, Monterey Trail on top, 26-15 in this Division II opening rounder. And here's the Mustangs kickoff, short, taken outside the 20. Oh my goodness, there's some hitting going on.
Yes, there is.
Ooh-wee. That was a demonstration by Marcus Perkins.
Well, yeah, he and Ronnie Brutus said, hey, welcome to Mustang land on this kickoff.
4 yards, a meager return. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves, operating from their own 28. First play from scrimmage here in the third. Krupp tight under center here. Boy, that play was jammed.
Nowhere to go. And I'll tell you, they were right in that backfield quick like.
Ooh.
Looked like Palooka and company. They had a great penetration by the defensive front.
That it was. So, no gain.
Red and company, and they've made a substitution in there who's quite active for the Monterey Trail, and that is Jace Magnuson. He is penetrating him really quick, 43.
He's a tough fullback as well. So here's second down, look left all the way, fire, crossing pattern, a breakup, incomplete.
Well, the safety broke on that play and helped the corner out. So they had a safety over the top, and that really helped. 24 did a great job for them. Hassan Miller came and helped out with that corner play on this tough receiver. They're going to have to help a little bit. And I'm not. Yeah, take a look at this.
Well, he looked at him the whole way and telegraphed that.
Well, he did, and that's why the safety broke early.
Okay, 3rd and 11. To the near side.
Not enough. He picked up maybe, 5?
Not enough. So it's going to bring up 4th. And this was a crucial series of downs for Woodcreek. And
I'm a little surprised with that play call, Will.
4th and 10. Well, I think you're probably not alone in that surprise. Okay, they show punt here with the triple safety protection here. They shift again. Wow, big rush, but he gets it away. Good hang time. Waiting to find a hole and a short return, but great field position here. Upcoming for the Mustangs out across their 45. 34 yards on the punt, but a flag is going to interrupt our rhythm here.
A great open field tackle, by the way, by Bradley in the open field on that punt return.
Dead ball, personal foul, 18, Monterey Trail.
Oh, my goodness.
Dead ball.
That was
personal foul.
Fought to
Unnecessary
Paloka.
roughness. Number 18 of the return team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Monterey Trail.
Well, that took a little luster off of the good field position, but they're still in a good operating area. We're just underway here in the 3rd. Welcome aboard in case you've just had an opportunity to dial us in. A wild first half has placed Monterey Trail on top 26-15 over Woodcreek as we've just opened 3rd quarter action. So 1st and 10 now from the Monterey Trail 31. Left side run, stop and go, change direction, and make the midfield stripe.
Well, that's like picking up a quick 19, 20 yards.
19 for Miller.
Yeah.
So they moved the chains, and they actually put it just right on the 50-yard line.
Collier with another good run.
Correction, yes. I believe I said Miller to Collier. They are having a hard time with him. Breakaway. Wow. Arcuri motors inside the 20. There's a quarterback for you.
That's a great run. I'll tell you, they run that option beautiful. 33-yard run by Arcuri.
Okay, that sets them up nicely at the Woodcreek 17-yard line. Tight formation. Turn and hand off, and the play was jammed up and disrupted. Let's take a replay on the previous play.
There's Arcuri with a great fake, and he keeps the football, big running lane, follows his blockers, picks up 33-yard gain. That more than made up for that 15-yard penalty.
It did. However, Ellis got stuffed at the line on first down, so it makes it a 2nd and 10. They go left this time. Can he turn the corner? He does. Cuts it back.
Yeah.
Inside the 10, but a flag. Well, a holding call.
During the run, holding, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot, replay second down.
Let's take another look. Well, Collier draws a lot of attention. And, well, he should.
Oh, yes.
2nd and 20 from the 27. Throw on the run. He's got a man out there. That's a hook up at the 10 to the 5. Inside the 5. My. Navarro out of the backfield.
Looked like Palooka to me.
Oh, it is Palooka. Tight end coming up big.
You know, that's a big play. He's only had 7 receptions all year long. Of course, they don't throw the ball too much. Nice job. Great protection. Wide open.
Nice accuracy there. Looped in between 3 defenders. Here they are deep in the red zone. Turn and give. Touchdown, Mustangs. Collier has been a menace tonight to Woodcreek. Let's take another look at this short yardage TD from the end zone. Nice camera work here. No, that was a no-win situation.
No, that made it easy.
At the 8-minute mark, Monterey Trail back on the board. On top now, 32-15. Let's see what they do about the conversion. Tight formation. They're going to go for the 2. Amiga down the line. They try to smack it, and they're short. Okay, Ali Collier having a big game. Number 34, tough as nails. 11 carries, 177 yards, and 3 touchdowns for that fine back. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Nabazada set to kick off for the Mustangs after their touchdown. Bounding kickoff gets away from the return man. He has to go back and shag it. Slips at the 15 and down. Not a good run back situation at all. They could have used some help right there. It was Cooper Young who went back and fielded that bounding kickoff, but it places Woodcreek in a hole here. They'll operate from inside their 15-yard line. Okay. Timberwolves under the gun right now. And short yardage blast gets him out to the 16-yard line. We'll give him a couple on that. Well, they don't even give him the 2. 2nd and 10. Tonga, another tackle for the Mustangs. Number 42, leading tackler on the team.
Well, once again, I'm surprised here. And let's see Krupp, more play action, rollouts, bootlegs, play action type passes as well.
Well, they're trying to get their run game going, and it's not going.
Well, you're also limiting Krupp to move the chains on 1 down. Perkins having a big game for Monterey Trail. He's been tough all year long.
They've had 2 run plays for no gain and no gain.
Perkins tough from his linebacker spot. He and Tonga are 2 of the best in the Metro, without a doubt.
Well, probable passing down. Short drop, look right, and fire. Well, that was clutch.
Well, if the corner's going to give you a 9-yard cushion on 3rd down, you take it.
If the corner's going to give you a cushion. Okay, let's take a look at the cushion. Yeah, that was well in front of the defense. First down for the Timberwolves. They needed that badly. 1st and 10 from their 30. A rapidly moving 3rd quarter. There's a breakaway to the sideline and out of bounds near midfield. But let's see where they put him out. But that's a 1st down run, and they needed that bad.
Yeah, if we see a replay, watch the blocking by 85 on Amiga. He held his block a long time. Nice 15-yarder. There you see on top of your screen there, Nico with a nice sustained block versus a very good corner in Brevin Amiga.
The gain is to the Woodcreek 45. It's a 1st down. Clock rolling with under 6 minutes left here in the 3rd. Is that a fumble recovery? Wow. Red came up with another recovery, his 2nd of the game. 2 fumble recoveries and 3 turnovers now for Woodcreek. Here's another look. He took it away from him. It wasn't really coughed up. He just stole it. There it is there. Wow, how about that? Now that's a defensive play right there.
Well, he's made some big plays on D tonight. He's fired up. Malachi Red.
1st and 10 Mustangs from the Woodcreek 46. Arcuri to throw. Deep right side. He's got a man out there. That's a grab. Downed at the 10. Slightly underthrown, but on target for the big gain to Phillips.
I like the call. 1st down off a turnover. 1st down pass off a turnover.
Worked like a charm. 1st and goal from the 10 after the 36-yard catch and run. Short yardage play to about the 8. Boy, oh boy, Monterey Trail playing pretty good football here. Here's the Arcuri throw.
What, number 10, Phillips wide open down the field.
Well, beaten on the play by a wide margin was the corner out there. Running, cannot get away. Fine defensive play. A broken play. Let's take another look and see what happened on this. Okay.
Well, he missed a handoff there and had to take it upon himself. He looked like he missed his handoff to, I don't believe it was a design bootleg. He missed a handoff to Ali, or halfback Ali Collier.
So that brings up a 3rd and 17. Woodcreek could really help themselves here if they can put a stop. From the 17-yard line. Arcuri to throw, looks left all the way, now flushed. Tries to step away and cannot. Penalty marker comes out.
Yeah.
Good secondary coverage, forcing the flush. But we'll see about the penalty.
I think you might have a mask on there at the end of the run.
We'll get the call from referee Joe Freeman.
They're going to give him half the distance.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, replay third down.
Well, it's a pleasure to be working with you gentlemen up here that can call these plays so readily. And indeed, half the distance. So, first down, football parked at the 10. Tight formation. They want to run left with Ellis. He jukes a man and makes the 6 or 7. Gets 3 on the play. But it brings up fourth down. Okay, this is a good-looking junior back here.
Yes, he is. He runs with power and goes vertical here, picking up about 4 or 5.
Okay, so, Coach, you've got a 4th and goal from the 6.
Well, it's the kind of lead I don't know if I want to just kick a field goal. I think they'll certainly go for it, or maybe try to draw offside. If they don't draw offside, then they may kick. But I think that they got a confidence in themselves in a big lead. Why not go for it?
Why not? There it is. Well, the flag comes out. It was a little well-planned, well-structured setup. It worked.
We used to get a few of those cheap, what we call cheap fives.
Half the distance to the goal, still fourth down.
Okay, so they're now just, a couple yards shy. Still fourth down. However, they're much closer. They're calling it the 3-yard line. Off the right side. He didn't get in. He's short. Valiant effort by Collier, but a solid tackle there to prevent further damage. And let's credit Sacramento. Oh, my goodness, that was ever so close. Tough D right there, but look where they are. I was about to say before that snap, even if they don't make it, they're going to put Woodcreek in a serious position here.
Well, they're in a very serious position there with the ball on resting on a 1-yard line here. They've got to be very careful in what they do, and particularly with that front 4 of Usher, Red, Donaldson, and Palooka have been putting a lot of heat and penetrating in the backfield.
They certainly have, and I don't know what the call is here, but they better make sure they get out of the end zone. Okay, they angle right and make the 5.
Well, there wasn't much there. That he picked up a couple.
Good low tackle, but they wedge out for a little bit of breathing room.
Well, that was the young Brody Krupp, the young brother of quarterback Garrett Krupp. Cody is he's only a freshman. This young freshman, 25, Brody Krupp.
Brody Krupp had the carry. We're going to give him 4, make it 2nd and 6. Close to a first down. He's at the 9.
Well, that's a Krupp handoff to Krupp. Once again, brotherly love. Krupp to Krupp.
Well, let's have another cup of coffee and celebrate. Okay. They're calling it 3rd and 3. I guess they didn't give him quite the spot.
No. We got freshman Krupp, number 25, is already a pretty big young man and only a freshman.
All right, let's see how they handle this. Boy, lots of movement along that line. Dragged down as they try to sweep left, but he may have got the face mask. Tough luck. It overrides an excellent defensive play. Keep the hands low. Here we are. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's Rover. Alonzo Yor.
Personal foul. Defense. face mask. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Less than a minute remaining in the third. Time is becoming much more of a factor now for underdog Woodcreek, and don't know what this delay is, but Joe Freeman will let us know.
Dead ball. A sportsmanlike penalty. 52 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Mr. Red.
Well, that guy Red is playing a great defensive game, but his action shows better than his words. And certainly, he's got to continue to play tough defensive ball and, again, keep quiet about it. The refs are not going to handle it as good as you're playing.
All right. We need some game management here.
Well, he's getting some warnings from his fellow teammates and from the coaching staff back out to Mr. Red, who's a hell of a defensive player.
Now let's reset this for you. 55 seconds remaining here in the third. Monterey Trail, a somewhat comfortable lead, 32-15. Woodcreek has been playing catch-up since the first 15 seconds of the game. Okay, short yardage. Well, the freshman gets another carry. He looks good.
Yes, he does. He runs hard, and like I said, he's got a good career ahead of him. He comes from a long line of Krupp in the Woodcreek history of football. He's already 6 feet, 194 pounds, and he's got 3 years to play.
Well, I guess we're going to call it the end of the third quarter, and the scoreboard showing host Monterey Trail on top 32-15 over Woodcreek, and we'll be back for fourth quarter drama right after this. We have reached the fourth quarter, and having surpassed a third quarter in which Woodcreek needed to make a move, the only score of that quarter coming from Monterey Trail.
Yes, that was not a good quarter for Woodcreek in this, makeup and situation where they've got to make up a couple of touchdowns in a quarter here, and they've got to get over the ball and up front and maybe get more plays off at a quicker time.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. Always nice to have the comfort of a backup coat here in the chilly conditions. Thank you, sir. Well, the short yardage carry, I don't know, they're going to have to step it up here. Over the middle, a lob, dropped. Well, that was on target.
You got to put the nose up and let him run to it. He was open.
Let's take another
catchable
look
ball.
here. Did he extend all the way on this?
Well, let's take another look. Put the nose up a little bit and let Josh Poley run to it.
Oh. Well.
Those are the kind of plays you got to make in a situation like this.
Punt formation, 4th and 6. They were down a few scores. No fake.
Almost blocked.
Short punt. Wow.
Oh, why didn't he just dive on it?
Well, did Monterey Trail dodge a bullet there?
Very much. If you see the replay, that ball they dodged a bullet.
Well, that was very chancy on the below the knees on the run grab right there. Collier. But the wild scramble.
Well, in a situation like that, you had to do it over again. You certainly want to just dive on it and take possession and not worry about scoop and run.
Okay, 11-minute mark, 4th quarter. Let's see if the Monterey Trail vaunted ball control, clock management kicks in here. Run play to the right. Look out. Big room after a broken tackle. Here's a foot race. How about that to the 10-yard line? And he has been a menace for them. That was a fine bit of speed after the power to break as Brutus really turned it on right there.
Well, he did. And we saw a lot of Brutus way back in game 1. And Brutus showed he still has it. Watch him going inside. Great move.
Grab. Reach and grab.
Yes, bad open field tackling, and it's a foot race to the end zone. And a huge run by Brutus.
Well, they spotted it to 32 after a 54-yard burst. Short yardage that time. Clock continuing to roll, and that's part of the strategy.
Once again, getting back to Ronnie Brutus. Early season, game 1, he got quite a bit of yards against Oak Ridge in that opening ball game way back, against Folsom. Got a lot of yards, and but after that, he was pretty much assigned to defensive play and backup running back.
Right side run. Touchdown Mustangs. Wow.
Ellis just bounced that out outside, made it look so easy.
Devin Ellis, we talked about him earlier, and he did make it look easy. Spin the replay dial, another look at that fine performance.
There's a handoff here on a delay. It looked like a counter. Back to the right side, made it so easy getting into the end zone, bounce it outside.
Trying for the point after. Snap, spot, boot, and got it. At the 10:05, early 4th, Monterey Trail pouring it on now. 38-15, don't wander off. Lots more to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What?
Monterey Trail set to kick off. 39-15 Mustangs lead. They've played splendidly this evening. Short kickoff taking it to 20 and run back to about the 35. Loose football. They'll not allow a recovery there, even though the Mustangs wanted more. Probably out of bounds.
Well, he was down and out of bounds, both. I believe he ruled him down.
Let's take a look here.
There you see the return.
Oh, boy, was he greeted on that.
Well, that last drive, which kind of put this game in insurance hands, and even though we have 10 minutes to go, 3 plays, 68 yards in 56 seconds.
That's what you call suddenly. Yes. Another look at the return. Nice angle there from the sideline, guys. Well, how about that?
Well, bounced out, then back in. So once it was out, it was out.
Okay, Krupp rolls, looks, chased, gets away, shoved out near the 40. Well, I think Woodcreek has learned a lot in this ball game.
I think so, too. There you see Krupp rolling out. Looked like it was an intended pass play, but he turned it into a run and picked up 5 and got out of bounds.
Well, this isn't what he was looking for in this ball game. A Division II opener, Bradley Hunkins, certainly expecting better things from his ball club, but they ran into a heck of a ball club tonight. Short pass complete and shoved out of bounds, shy of midfield. Nielsen again.
That's what they're giving him. They're giving him that 5-8 yard routes, and you got to take what they give you. Nielsen having a good night. 6 catches, 102 yards for Nico Nielsen.
I'd say that's representative for a favorite target. Krupp rolling, throwing off balance, and incomplete. Lots of scores floating in from around the region in this first evening of playoff competition. The brackets were set on Sunday, and a spicy week of practice at all the camps with all the teams, of course, hoping for success in their opener. Some of the scores floating in were anticipated, others were not. So here we are, 2nd and 10 from the 48. Woodcreek on the move here, early 4th. Oh, my word. They are hitting down there.
Your 34 got.
Oh, he was greeted.
Looks like he took a pretty good hit to the helmet there. Woodcreek runner.
That's Lockard. Usually he's playing linebacker.
He is. He's a backup fullback and took a pretty good hit there.
3rd and 6. Football at the Monterey Trail 49. Clock rolling, and the Timberwolves not in any apparent rush. Krupp rolls to the near side, throws on the run. Nielsen's out there. He's got the catch, and he's dropped. He shook loose from Amiga, who still was able to recover, though, and make the stop. That could have easily been a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, very impressed. We'll see this play again. 34-yard reception by Nico Nielsen as Krupp reaches out.
Usually on an overplay like that, on a tackling effort, it results in the receiver shaking loose for more. But that was a clutch stop right there. But a nice throw and gain of 34. Timberwolves spread out wide. Oh, my goodness. The deception didn't work.
No, he didn't.
Well, Nico Nielsen has earned his keep this evening, and for that matter, so has Krupp, getting the football to him 7 times for 136 yards. However, at this rate, usually he's come up with a score, but not so far tonight.
Okay.
Clock rolling here, nearing the 7-minute mark. 2nd and 11 from the 16. Nielsen again dispatched to the near side. Solo coverage.
Well, it's a defensive effort. Great play on 21, reading it all the way.
Like a book. Yes.
Brutus and 10, certainly. Brutus as well.
Boy, that was some nice work right there.
Is Rover Ronnie Brutus with a great play. He's playing strong safety, linebacker. He can play it all.
And he had that interception earlier in the game.
Yes. To me, I understand where Coach TJ is going with him. He doesn't start him in the backfield anymore. He does play sparingly in the backfield, but he's an outstanding defensive player.
He sure is. Timeout taken on the field. It comes at the 6:22 mark, midway 4th. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Krupp throws for the end zone, a leaping grab. Did he hold it? Touchdown, Timberwolves. There's the TD. Nielsen has the 6 as he grabs his 8th reception of the ball game, and now over 140 yards receiving. That was a fine effort right there. He had to fight for that. 21 yards on the score. It comes at the 6:14 mark. And that brings the score now to 39-21. Well, I have to give some terrific credit here to the Timberwolves on that drive, and particularly Krupp and company, for sticking with it. Triple wide to the near side. A slant to the end zone. Got it. There's the roll and the throw for Nielsen in the back of the end zone. And the scoreboard shows 39-21 Monterey Trail. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Well, the Timberwolves showing some class and some guts here, coming up off the deck to drive the field and score here. Still 6:14 to go. Not premature in calling an outcome here, but got to give credit where it's due. So here comes the kickoff, a deep boot. It's going to the end zone and a touchback. But a flag thrown up along the near sideline right in front of the Monterey Trail bench. I wonder what. Certainly at this stage, I hope it's not unsportsmanlike. But that's beyond my control, Coach. Here's the call.
There's no foul on the previous play.
Thank you very much, Joe Freeman. I think our crew has called a terrific game this evening, working with 6 officials. 8 plays, 65 yards on the drive, accomplished in 3 minutes, 51 seconds to put the Woodcreek Ball Club back on the board. Okay, 1st and 10. As anticipated, they stay on the ground with it, and they're going to try to chew up a good hunk of the remaining time.
With 6 minutes on the clock here, Monterey Trail in no hurry. They can go on with one of their old-fashioned long drives if they need be. They've broken so many big plays tonight that uncharacteristic of this ball club, at least what they're known for.
So gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 21. They pitch and come to the near side. Cut back, shy of the 30. They're a little bit short of a first down. It's going to bring up just even less than a yard. So another look at the run play.
Well, he's had a lot of carries tonight, and it takes a lot to bring him down. 14 carries for 188 yards. That's a big night for Ali Collier.
A big night after many big nights. He's had a wonderful season for T.J. Ewing's ball club. 3rd and 1, they smack it and get the first down out across the 30 to about the 33.
Well, there's his that's a pretty dynamic duo with Ellis and Collier. Let me tell you.
That's worth another look.
There is Ellis getting off the football. Meanwhile, Royster and Wilson getting off the football up front, opening it up. And they fire off that ball.
So it's a first down for the Mustangs from their 34. Nice effort there to step aside before getting gang tackled. He makes the line of scrimmage. Brutus with the carry as the clock rolls at 4:15.
Well, once again, Carmelo Ewing up front having a big day as well. He's not as big as some of the other linemen, but let me tell you, he is fundamentally sound.
A loose football. I think he was able to recover and fall on it, though, for the Mustangs to hold on to possession. Stoppage of play here coming at the 3:35, late fourth, as Monterey Trail is in total command of this ball game. Let's take another look at that last play, Jim.
Let's take a look. It's an option, and Arcuri pitches under heavy stress to the backfield, and it looked, wow, he regained it. That's good effort by Brutus, because that toss was errant, and it looked like a fumble, and Brutus got it back.
Yes, he did. He took his teammate off the hook.
And you know, in summing up a little bit of tonight, the Monterey Trail defense has taken away the run out of Woodcreek Sales, forcing them to throw. And so tonight, quarterback Krupp, has had a decent night throwing, 8 for 11, 153 yards. He did throw one costly pick. But other than that, he's 8 for 11. But again, with no run threat, these linebackers are putting the heat. They're putting the heat on quarterback Krupp.
That's a huge key, taking away the run, and a vital part of that Woodcreek attack, which was basically their bread and butter all season.
Well, right here, all they got to do is just run the football. There you see an 8-man front on the part of Woodcreek.
That's a hookup right there across midfield for a Mustang first down.
Well, again, they must be thinking they're going to work on their passing game, because
penalty dropped. It's going to wipe out the game, and Joe Freeman will let us know. Here's another look at that. Maybe we can spot something here.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Replay third down.
That was a nice effort on that reception right there by Puloka.
Well, I think that Monterey Trail people are probably wondering why don't they just run the football and move the clock and get this game over with, but maybe they want to work on their passing game and so forth. They got the time to do it here.
I believe we're seeing the other half of the Arcuri quarterback tandem.
Young Vince. Here comes the old veteran, the senior, his brother, Frank, back in the ball game.
He's had a solid ball game.
Yes, he has.
10 penalties assessed on Monterey Trail, costing them 87 yards, but a moot point given that they're on top 39-23. Short drop, fire left. He's got a hookup. Split the D. Motor ahead near a first down. He's a bit short. Collier, boy, he is.
Well, Collier's had a busy night. And once again, as I look back in our early days, this front line has really picked it up.
Well, last time out just got spent. It comes at the 2:43 marker. We'll step back and exhale for a moment. Don't wander off. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Punt formation shown by the Mustangs. Amiga to do the booting. High punt. Short, though. And that may have ticked the sideline for out of bounds, but it's going to be near the 40-yard line of Woodcreek here with just 2:36 to go. What have you got out there, Coach? Another penalty? Don't like to see that.
against the defense, roughing the snapper. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
I don't know if I've ever heard that call before. Roughing the snapper? Matter of fact, I know I've never heard that before. Well, the football has moved out to the Monterey Trail 48. And I would think they might be able to eat up this final 2:36.
Well, yeah, a couple of first downs, it's over.
Maybe just one. Big room, near side, turn the corner and sprint. Ellis.
Yeah, well, they showed that all night long, and Amari Taylor with the looked like Amari Taylor knocking him out of bounds, 23-yard run. And this might be the last set of downs, although he got out of bounds.
Yes, that's worthy of a replay. Boy, I like this junior running back. Up to the line come the Mustangs with 2.5 to go. Not this time, though. The defensive line disrupted the blocking there. And the clock rolling here at the 2:15 mark. Monterey Trail, of course, will be advancing in 1 week's time for a quarterfinal round matchup, and I wonder who they'll be facing.
Well, it appears to be Whitney.
Yes, Whitney was comfortably ahead of Inderkum, I believe. Turn and give to Collier. He's surrounded and cannot escape, but insignificant. Clock rolling with 1:40. So is that correct? They'll be playing Whitney? Another look at that defensive effort. No, it's somebody else. So Arcuri back onto the field. He's engineered a fine ball game for the Mustangs.
Correction on that, Will. The winner of this ball game is going to Granite Bay.
That's a fact. Yes, Granite Bay having a superlative season under head coach Joe Catolico. That's going to be quite a ball game. Left side run. The play is strung out and reaches near the 20. Collier continues to rack up yardage. And we are less than a minute to go, and yes, Ali Collier. You folks out there are deserving of another look at this fine back who really had a super-duper performance this evening.
Well, yes, he did. And, of course, credit that front five blocking, Ewing, Royster, Wilson, Talakai, and Usher for getting off the football, along with Paluca. Collier having like you say, Will, a super yard, just approaching the 200-yard mark here, almost.
16 carries for 196. Runs of 60 and 63 and other assorted distances.
Well, he's got the right characteristics of a good back, hard-nosed running back with power.
And that is going to be the final play of this ball game. And it's going to be apparently a 39-23 outcome.
And that's towards the south, towards the school side of the stadium, and exit up the gate that way. The Sac Joaquin section and CIF, thank you for your attendance at this high school football playoff game today. Let's hope that you enjoyed this competition as much as we have enjoyed having you here. As you leave today, remember to drive safely. The life you say may be your own. Don't forget to catch the replay tomorrow
Well, 2.3 left here, and it can be said that Woodcreek will have some excellent days ahead with this fine crew. It was not their night this evening, however, but Coach Hunkins should be proud of an excellent season for the Timberwolves this season.
Oh, yes. Very definitely a 7-3 season. He's got the Timberwolves on the right path. And I've had some excellent chats with him during the week. And
defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And as mentioned, he's got them on the right road. And I think the future for the Timberwolves looks good. They're working really hard on their lower level program. He's got some good assistants with him and a great support network in his administration and his principal, Sue Ann Bell, quite an athlete in her day. And now the principal for her third year at Woodcreek, doing a great job supporting athletics and everything else academically.
Fine setup right there, a great foundation, and they have a couple underclass Krupps on their roster that'll be back. Well, this game is over. Fighting to the bitter end. Krupp took a shot along the sideline there, delivering that pass. But Garrett Krupp and company played hard this evening, but not hard enough to stop Monterey Trail. The Mustangs emerging with a 39-23 victory, and of course will advance to quarter-final round action in 1 week's time, and they will have to go on the road.
Yes, they're going to Granite Bay, and that should be a good football game up there. As we know, Joe Catolico, wherever he's been successful. Pleasant Grove, Sheldon, and, of course, a brief stint at Roseville. Joe does a great job with his coaching and his young men. And certainly that expects to be a good football game as you see the teams shaking hands and showing good sportsmanship.
You bet. Two well-coached ball clubs, two successful ball clubs. And it was a treat tonight to see this game. Now we want to have you stand by and know that we are going to have our post-game segment coming up soon, and Lauren Goodman will, in fact, be interviewing our players of the game and the winning coach when we come back. Stay with us.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Well, the verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening in Elk Grove at Monterey Trail High School, where tonight at the Mark Macris Memorial Stadium in an opening round D2 playoff, host Monterey Trail came up big and got big performances from their big guns to stop a spirited Woodcreek Ball Club by a final count of 39-23. Lots of excitement, lots of big plays tonight, and lots of star performances. And certainly we have recognized, as we always do, the star performances with interviews in our postgame. And as Lauren is assembling her guests downstairs, we will congratulate them accordingly. And we were very entertained and impressed, Coach Domino, by a slew of plays by these youngsters tonight.
We certainly have. And, you know, for the Mustangs, we've got one on offense and one on defense, and they stood out. And believe me, from the start, as we see down there, as we get ready to, you get a good look at number 34 and number 52 on defense. I'm not going to give you their names and let you get it from Lauren and see what we've selected here, along with a receiver here, number 85, that has certainly impressed us tonight as one of the top receivers that we've seen this year.
Yes, we were impressed, and we can go ahead and announce those star players because they certainly deserve it. Nico Nielsen, wide receiver for Woodcreek, a superlative performance tonight, a number of grabs, lots of yardage, and a touchdown to go with it, and a rather dynamic pair for the Mustangs. Ollie Collier, a tremendous performance. And defensively, Red was hitting hard and everywhere and had a pair of fumble recoveries. Let's go down to Lauren Goodman for interviews with tonight's guest. Goody?
Well, I got a full load down here again, another week, but we're going to start here for the Woodcreek team. Nico, you guys had a good performance. Let's talk to me about that last touchdown play, man. Over 3 guys, pretty impressive. I didn't know you had bounce like that. Talk to me about that last play.
Yeah, you know, our quarterback made a great play, scrambled out, put it where I could get it. Props to him. He played a great game.
Now, you had multiple targets, 100-plus yard game tonight. Talk to me about your performance and how you feel about your game.
You know, I was trying to do everything I can, you know, last game, senior year. My quarterback played a great game, was giving me the ball, and, I mean, we did our job the best we could.
As a senior leader, just talk to me about this Woodcreek team and how special you guys were. You guys had a tremendous year this year, left it all on the field.
Yeah, you know, I've been playing with these guys since I was in 6th grade. Great group of guys. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. I'm going to let you get back to your team, Nico. Now, I got a full load over here. I don't know what side to start with first. My running back was going crazy. My defensive side was going crazy. Let's talk on the defensive side. Red, you had a big game tonight. I actually got to watch you earlier in the season as a leader for this group. Talk to me about your leadership and how you helped your team tonight.
Leadership start with the team. You know, as a senior, we got to lead. You know, we can only take the team as far as we can take them. So with me stepping up as a senior, that's all I could do for my team, and I play hard every game for my team.
Now, you guys had a tough preseason. How do you guys bounce back from that start to this performance you guys had tonight?
By not thinking about the past, thinking about the future. We was all stuck on the past. We stuck on the past, and we played the last 5 games, and we was winning. We kept it up. We believed in ourselves, and we actually built as a team. We wasn't going down. We got better in the next 5 weeks. We started 0-5, got 5-5, and we got better and better. And I started as a team.
You guys have been in big momentum, but talk to me about your game tonight. One of the smallest linemen out there, not big in stature, but 2 fumble recoveries. That's big for your team. Talk to me about that and how you got that done.
I'm just playing Mustang football, honestly. You know, you don't always got to be the biggest person out there. You just got to be the quickest, and that's what I was today. I was quicker, I was faster, I beat them to the punch, and I was there to make the plays for my team. But I couldn't have done it without my linebackers. So without my linebackers there, the stuff, the A-gaps and stuff, I wouldn't have done it. So thank you to my linebacker, 42 to Nike Tonga, and 49 Marcus Perkins.
I love it. That's the Mustang way for sure. Let me talk to you, Ali. Man, you had a big game. Open the game up, first play, touchdown. How do you get those type of numbers in a game like this in such big significance?
To be honest, it starts with my linemen. So thanks to the linemen because they executed, so we started good.
Had a good game, over 16 touches tonight, over 200 yards tonight, and you also got in that 1,000-point rushing club. How big of that to you is that for that personal accomplishment?
That's a very big accomplishment. I've been aiming for that all year. I'm trying to accomplish that, but it starts off with a good week of practice. That was it. That was what we was working for.
Seems like you guys were really locked in. Ali, talk to me about this week's practice and how you guys prepped to win this game.
I mean, it started off with Saturday practice, so we executed Saturday, then we went into Monday, and all the way to Thursday we executed, so that's what you got to do.
It seems like Saturday practice is a big thing. I heard on the sideline a lot of guys saying, we got practice tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We got practice tomorrow at 8 o'clock. What does that mean to your team to be going on to the next round?
I mean, it's a big thing, big accomplishment, because we've been working for this all year, 5-5. Then we, that's all I got to say.
It seems like the Mustangs got a lot to prove, but they showed it tonight. Will, that's all down from the field.
Okay, Goody, thank you very much. I know head coach T.J. Ewing is delighted with tonight's ball game, even though he's going to hold the heavy practice sometime soon. But we spoke extensively yesterday and talked about a lot of things, and much of it evolved as he thought it would and as he was hoping it would. So certainly an all-around effort by the entire coaching staff and a roster of players that has bought into the system, into the program. They have trust and they have belief, and they carry it out on the field. And you can see the execution that has evolved from that trust and belief. So another playoff game in 1 week's time. We're going to step back for a minute and return for the closure of our post game when we get to speak with Coach Ewing. Stay with us.
What are you doing?
Pouring out this milk?
That's fog. You can't put that in your pipes. It'll totally ruin them.
What's fog?
Fog, or fats, oils, and grease, range from a number of items that could damage your pipes, such as fatty foods, oils and grease, milk and dairy products.
How do I dispose of it then?
To properly dispose of grease, wait till it's cooled and pour it in a can. Then throw it away. Also remember to throw out scraps as well.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I can take that off your hands. To learn more on how to protect your pipes, visit sacksewer.com.
Rivers and streams support many land and sea animals. These species need fresh and clean water to sustain life, and many eat the fish that live in the rivers. However, many of these animals can die or become seriously ill due to the seemingly harmless water. Why is this? Many people decide to flush their unused or expired medication down the toilet, which carries the harmful chemicals inside of them into the rivers, poisoning the animals and destroying the ecosystem. Please take your unused medication to biohazard waste containers in order to dispose of them properly. Visit don'tflushyourmeds.com for more information.
Welcome back to our post-game show here at Monterey Trail High School, where this evening the host Mustangs had a big victory. Let's check in with Lauren Goodman again. She is standing by with winning coach T.J. Ewing. Goody?
Well, I finally got capture of this guy right here. Got his playoff win, start the 2021 season. Coach, tell me how you feel about your team's performance tonight, and now you go into the second round.
Oh, fantastic. I thought the seniors played great tonight. They led the charge. Ronnie Brutus right off the start. The special teams was phenomenal. His effort really charged us up. And then he played running back at the end there and finished, but defensively was a stalwart. So I thought the seniors did an awesome job leading the younger guys into the victory tonight.
Talk to me about your players of the game. You had Malachi. You had Ali up here. They led offensively and defensively. But talk to me more about your senior leadership and how they kind of have turned this season around from that 0-5 start.
Yeah, the kids really have taken on the mantra of everybody's a captain, and I really think that, it moves around as the game goes on, who's the captain, who's the leader, because, it changes as the momentum goes on back and forth. And I thought that was the great thing is, like, the kids really picked each other up. When things went wrong, kids really looked at each other and said, I got your back. And you saw that in the game. And it was really just moving to watch that because we really work hard getting that whole buy-in of think about the team. And I think our guys bodied that tonight.
Now, Ali got to get over that 1,000-point rushing point today in the game. He had over 200 yards rushing. Another success individually, but the team benefits that. You got another player doing well. What does that mean for you, Coach, when you see your players kind of reach some of those personal individual goals?
Well, you just look at the team, and what happens, the line play was excellent. Our guys got into bodies, and you got opportunities to make plays, and I think it's an overall team effort that makes that happen. Coach, Frank Curry did an awesome job pulling the ball and doing some things with the ball to make all that thing happen. So I think that's indicative to the whole team. The line play, the quarterback play, the pitch back, everybody gets involved. The receivers were blocking down the field, helping them. Everybody helps on the veer option, so it's a total team effort.
Coach, you guys got a tough one coming up. Granite Bay haven't been up there since 2010. How do you feel about going into this next round?
We feel very blessed and for the opportunity to get back in and play in this tournament. It's SCS Division II tournament, so we're in the tournament, so we got to keep moving forward. We're just happy and thankful getting to play football.
Awesome, Coach. Thanks for spending a little time with me. Will.
Thank you, Goody. Always a treat to interact with Coach Ewing. He orchestrates a wonderful program here. Well, we have the final stats prepared by Rob Bimson, and we have the Imperator to talk about it.
As we look at the final stats here, 353 to 56 rushing. I mean, the defense of Monterey Trail took the run away early in this football game and said, you're going to have to throw on us because we're taking away the run, and they did. Passing yards, 52 to 96, not much on either side. Total offense, 240. Check that correction. Rushing yards, 353 to 56. Passing, 126. More passing yards for Woodcreek because they had to throw. The run was stopped. Total offense, it's almost double, 479, of which 353 was on the ground. And there were many, many big plays. First downs, 14-11. Penalties, that's one thing I'm sure Coach T.J. Ewing wants to cut back on, 92 yards of penalties. Turnovers, 3-1. Not good for Woodcreek. Time of possession in Woodcreek's favor. However, they didn't cash in on some of their opportunities where big play Monterey Trail tonight. They didn't have to drive the ball 5, 6, 7-minute drives. They had some huge plays, particularly early in the first quarter, and I would say dominated the game. But Woodcreek coaching staff did a great job getting in the big time, getting in the playoffs. TJ's ball club showing the experience of the coaches, having been there before, and had their team well prepared.
Well prepared is correct, and we really have to praise the Monterey Trail offensive line. The rushing attack that totaled the big yards you spoke of wouldn't have been able to do that without the superior blocking all along that front.
Very definitely. You got to credit Wilson, Royster, and young Ewing, coach's son at center, and the smallest lineman on the line, but I'll tell you, very efficient. Talakai, 77, and the big boy Usher at 305, and tight end Fatafui Puluka, don't forget him. So with the hard running of Navarro, Collier, and Brutus, and Evans, you got that front five leading the way, getting off the football, moving those bodies.
Well, that's going to be a chore for Granite Bay, no doubt, but an overall terrific performance by the ball club, well coached, so congratulate the staff, and it turns out to be a big win in the opener. And in a week, we'll have something else for our audience because we're not going to reveal that right now. We can only promise it's going to be a quarterfinal round matchup, so you folks out there can look at the bracket and see who's still alive and wonder about it for a while, but we'll have something special for you, no doubt. So Friday on the 12th, 7 o'clock, join us again here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Many thanks to David Coronado, Athletic Director here at Monterey Trail, for our accommodations, and certainly my usual tip of the hat to our dynamite broadcast crew here for the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Rob Bimson, our ace statistician, fed us the numbers, and I want to congratulate and thank Game Director Gary Martin and Kevin Benyon, who took us home at the end, the Imperator, Jim Domino, Goody, Lauren Goodman down on the field, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew. I'm Will James. We thank you for tuning in and look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. So long, everyone.
This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.